Hey everyone, you're probably wondering why I'm not wearing a wingsuit right now or a skydive rig. Just kidding! And that's because after thousands of comments, I'm finally excited to release my guide on how I film my jumps. This will be a masterclass on the different camera types, angles, settings, and most importantly, potential hazards to watch out for. So let's get into it. I hope you enjoy. First things first is the helmet and the position of where the sticky is going to go. Now you can get these stickies from GoPro, DJI, Insta360. They all have their own versions. Any will work for whatever camera you're using. As you can see on my Alpine helmet, this is my climbing and lightweight jumping helmet, what I usually use for my base jumps. I have it on the front. But in skydiving, sometimes it's better to have it on top, as you can see here, for different camera positioning. Okay, if you're trying to film POV footage, the first person view, what you're looking at, I usually use this setup. This is the DJI Osmo Action Pro, and I usually have it if I'm filming myself flying on ultra wide settings, but if I'm following someone, I'll be filming them in the normal setting. And this allows for different focal lengths so that it can zoom in a little bit if I'm filming someone else, especially when we're flying. Now, as you can see on the side here, it is a little bit tilted down. And that's because when I am about to jump, you'll notice I always look down at my feet, and this allows me to get that angle. If it's pointed too up, all you're going to see is the sky and what's in front of you. And that's okay if that's what you're trying to do. Now, as you can also see, this is set up in an orientation that's made for YouTube videos, for example. It's a horizontal format. But if I'm looking to do social media content, like vertical for reels or shorts, I will simply, using the magnetic clip, put it into a vertical orientation. And this then allows me to get all the POV shots that you guys see online. Now, a lot of times I'm usually filming for both YouTube as well as vertical format. So I have a little gadget here that allows me to hold two cameras. And so I have both of the DJI Osmo Action Pros, and this allows to film both horizontal and vertical. It's a little heavy, especially on the helmet, but as long as you strap down tightly, you don't notice much of a difference. And as you can see here, I have it tightened down and it's at the perfect angle, just like I was saying a little bit earlier, a little bit down so that you can see the feet, but just high enough so that it can also capture what's in front of you once you start flying or skydiving. And now for the moment you have all been waiting for. How the heck do I get video of myself flying? Drum roll please. Boom! 360 cameras. This is the new GoPro Max 2 and the Insta360 X5. These are what allow me to get immersive 360 content. I can keyframe for POV views, selfie views, and everything between. Now, as you can see, these cameras have different lengths that allow us to get a further out shot or closer in one, depending on what we attach to our helmet. Whether you're skydiving with a skydive helmet or in the base environment, the length and the weight matters. So we're gonna go through both. All right, here it is. This is exactly how I film all of my jumps when I'm doing the selfie view. There's no little man at the end. There's no little fairy, although that would be really cool, but it is attached to my helmet. And so as you can see here, I have the Insta360 paired with a smaller unicorn mount. And this is just light enough that I can fly without having to worry about it getting in my way. But I have it very tight because you're doing 120 to 150 miles an hour. This thing will start flying around if you're not careful. And once again, because this helmet specifically pushes up a little bit, I angle it just a tiny bit so that the lens is directly facing towards me. And so now, here's what it looks like when I have it on. Boom, just like that. You can kind of see. Bada bing, bada boom, and jump. Now, if I'm skydiving, because my skydive helmet has the lens in front, I need space for that to come up, my visor. So I'll usually place the GoPro sticky mount on top of the helmet, and I'll show you in a moment right here. Notice how the length of this unicorn is a lot longer as well. That's because it's up top, so it needs to push out a little bit further to still get down to my face. It's important when you are placing the camera mount on your skydive helmet that you're able to see the lens just enough to your eye level, basically, and I'll show you right here. But because you do that, it then allows the lens, the bottom lens, to come straight at your eyes so that you have a really nice picture of the whole scene. And it doesn't do any warping or anything like that. All right, let's talk about handheld. So this is usually great for if you're doing a hot air balloon jump or somewhere where you don't have a helmet on hand. So that's why you would use handheld. Now, we have a 360 camera as well as our direct camera. With 360, it's very important to make sure that the camera is lined up directly with the pole. And that's because it does automatic invisible cutting. And so it'll stitch out this pole. So when you're filming, it's actually seeing all of you without the pole in the frame. Now, if you have it something like this, for example, it's not going to be able to stitch out the pole, and then you're stuck with that in frame. Now, for handheld direct or the POV camera, it's important that you can't just see anywhere with an After Effects keyframe, right? Like the 360 cameras. So you need to make sure you frame yourself really well right up front beforehand, whether you're going for that balloon jump or something like that. You can also extend it out a little bit, but for the most part, I always feel that having my arm out is more than enough to get a great shot. All right, if there's one part of this video I want you to watch over and over again and really take to heart, it's this section. This is the potential hazards of snagging your camera with your pilot chute. Or if you're in the door in a plane, just know this is an extra 3 to 9 centimeters, and as you're moving around, you can hit stuff because you don't know the distance as well as you do without the camera. So, for example, with skydiving, let's say you put your 360 camera on top of the helmet, and then you go to pitch your pilot chute, and your pilot chute does a burble wrap and gets all around your helmet. This is really hard to clear, and it could lead to some serious malfunctions and cause injury. Usually having the camera up front is probably better at times because if you pitch, it's really hard for the pilot chute to come up front. But if you are doing any slider off base jumps or something and you have some wind, watch this, and then it comes over the front, that's going to be hard to clear in a few seconds time. So please, please, please be smart about where you place this, understand the consequences that it can have, and be safe. So there you have it, all the different ways that I capture my jumps. And as you can see, there's a lot, but each configuration captures a different perspective that allows you guys to be able to experience what I experience. And at the end of the day, for me, these are long-lasting memories that I will cherish forever. I'll leave links to all of these cameras in the description below. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment or message me directly. I'll try to get back to it as fast as I can. Enjoy and see you next time.